Evening, boys.
Evening, Sally.
Welcome to The Chatting, your local pubcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Kirk.
I'm Mark.
And I'm the other Mark. 3 pints, Sally. And what are you having?
I'll have a cable car.
Cheers. I'll fetch him over.
Evening, boys.
Evening, Kirk.
Evening, we all well?
Yeah,
Right.
fantastic.
How are you?
Yeah,
Good,
thanks.
All good, thank you very much. Tell you something, last week were a bit of a tasty episode, weren't it?
Weren't it?
We definitely went down a rabbit hole a little bit, didn't we?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, juicy.
Yeah. Shame we haven't spoke all week since.
I wonder why you weren't replying to my text.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I have been thinking about it this week, though, because I was thinking about Claire's voice note. And because obviously you were talking about, really fundamentally, it was that what annoyed her about her other half, weren't it? Let's be right. I don't know whether we actually helped with that dilemma situation or not.
She needs to let us know, doesn't she?
Absolutely.
They're divorced now, but...
Yeah. But it did get me thinking this week. I thought, I wonder if there's anything I do that annoys Daisy.
Oh.
I'm sure there is.
I've got a list here.
So it did get me thinking, because I thought, so then I was thinking, what is it? What is it that I might do? And I think I have nailed on something. I think I've absolutely... Something jumped into my head the other day, and I thought, do you know what? I know I do that a lot, and I know that it probably winds her... Well, I know that it winds her off the clock.
As she told you.
Is it checking the download numbers for this podcast?
Speaking of which, no, I constantly ask her whether she's all right.
Do you?
Like...
And is she?
Constantly.
Well, she always says she is.
You don't believe it. Are you sure?
That's what it is. And that's what it is. And the amount of times, honestly, I must say it, 30 times a day, I'll say to her, you all right? You all right?
All right, okay.
And what if she says no?
Well, sometimes I wish she would, because then at least... But I'll be like, you all right? And she'll go, yeah. And I go, you sure? And she'll like look at me as though I've got two heads. As though, we've just, to a point where we'll be sat watching TV or whatever, and I'll go, you all right? And she'll like look at me and go, yeah, you.
Is there something that triggers it, that makes you go, do you look at her and think, why is she looking like that at the TV? Or
Well, look,
why
I think Daisy won't mind me saying that Daisy has got a bit of a resting bitch face. I mean, that
Oh, here we go.
you know...
Oh, you all right? It's not the worst of your problems.
Does Daisy listen to the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, so I'll like say to her, you all right? And I think what annoys her is I think she's got used to the fact of me asking, and that's fine. But then it's the fact that she answers me, and she'll go, yeah, you. And I'll go, yeah. And then I'll go, are you sure? And she'll be like, yeah, why? And I'm like, well, you just don't look very happy. And she's like, we're just sat watching TV. What do you want me to do? Sit here with a smile on my face? We're just watching TV.
Try watching comedy.
Yeah, she's right though. She's absolutely right.
So do you do it almost in an OCD type of way, as in just autopilot?
I think it just must be habit.
Yeah.
And let me just say, because obviously I'm a loving husband.
I was just about to say,
so.
do you know what? If I was sat next to Gemma listening to this podcast, she'd be looking at me now like, with the eyes as said, you don't ever ask me that.
Sorry, Rob.
Yeah, actually.
Sorry, Rob. I also buy Daisy flowers every day.
Yeah.
Good one. Come to think of it.
So what about you guys? I mean, obviously we're all married around the table. So what about you guys?
What things I do that are niddles, Aina?
Yeah.
Oh, well, snoring. That's going to be tough. That because it even annoys you. You guys, don't it? When occasionally when we
we live 15 miles away.
I mean, it annoys my son because obviously we've been all day together and we've shared a room together, and he's like, he'll go, oh Dad, let me go to sleep before you, because he knows that as soon as I drop off, he then can't sleep for the rest of the night.
It is bad, Mark. I mean, have you ever thought like? I was going to say
to chop your nose off.
I was going to say to seek help.
It would be the right word.
Listen, I know how bad it is because you guys tell me, Anus tell me.
Mickey Mouse has been kicking door in a Disney hotel.
Will you go to sleep and stop snoring?
But the weird thing is, of
in a
course,
high-pitched voice.
The weird thing is, although I know it's bad, I don't hear it, what can I do about it? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, but for starters,
you're going to say don't sleep.
Well, no, stop breathing.
Stop breathing.
No, but obviously there are things that you can do. Like there are like
techniques and things.
Yeah,
Well, they put them like things over the nose, tape things,
strips and stuff like that. So I suppose that's my question. Have you ever looked here and gone, I know this is a problem, I know it affects other people, so I'm going to try and do something about it? Or do you genuinely, in the loveliest way possible, think, not my problem?
No, I've done the first. I've tried, and I've tried strips on my nose, and I've tried things up my nose. Makes no difference.
Yeah, like cotton wool.
No, those like rings that you put like almost like a bull ring that you put up your nose.
Yeah.
And it clips into your nose. I've tried them and Aiden goes. I mean,
it sounds scientific, that.
Yeah.
Well,
I know.
I know. Well, this is what
Where'd
I'm
you get
saying.
them off
I'm-
Wish?
That's it.
I just bought them off Amazon, I think. But people say, they do work. Some people say they don't work. But again, I'm asleep, so I don't know. Would I know if it works or not?
You wake up with black eyes.
But that's
What does Aina actually do about it, though? How does she cope?
well. To be fair, she has said that she's just deals with it over the years. She's got to a point because
She's racking up a rate bill at Travel Lodge.
she's initially it drove her insane. I think she said she couldn't deal with it to a point where I know occasionally she's gone to the room to sleep because it's that bad. And again, I think you guys know that. You know,
It is bad, mate. I mean, listen, I know you can't control it, and I'd never blame anyone because I think we all snore to a degree at certain nights and stuff
but
like
I'm
that.
bad, aren't I?
But yeah, I was very shocked the first time I spent the night with you in the same room. I was very much like ready for absolutely smashing your face in.
I wouldn't have been able
Well,
to
my
cope
face
with
is
that.
still here, so I'm
Because I know it's not.
thank you.
I know it's not something you can control.
No.
I know it's not something.
And
you
I do
can control.
feel bad. I do honestly. I do.
I just squirt toothpaste up your nose.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, make sure I don't share a room with you. But yeah, I know it's bad, and I do feel bad about it. But I don't know what I can do about it. It's just one of those things.
Wow.
So
Have you ever been to see for medical?
it's medical attention to.
Yeah, have you been to see someone and said, "Look, excuse me, can you help me out?"
Well,
Because all of my street can't sleep.
I haven't, but it just strikes me that who do I go and see? Like, if I go and see my
doctor?
doctor, yeah, I know, but trying to get an appointment, and then what you come in for about my snoring? They'd be like, oh, I've got other things to be dealing with. I just can't see a doctor wanting to sort it out.
Wow. Well, I mean,
But-
I know Ada tends to go to bed quite early though, doesn't she?
Yeah,
so at
yeah.
least she gets to go to sleep before you.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So what about you then, Mark?
Well, I think as you know, I'm quite restless. I think is the word to use, isn't it?
Yes.
Amongst other things. And what does Ellen's head in is when I'm laid down, even if I'm just laid on set to you, but when I'm in bed, I rub my feet together
Oh dear.
until I go to sleep.
Oh really?
Really?
Like
Yeah.
constantly.
Non-stop.
Oh, wow.
Is there a reason for it's just habit?
It's not even conscious.
Or you're just doing it
No.
subconsciously? Ah, okay.
Darcy does it.
Is it like
It's just like,
it sounds like a comfort thing, that.
well, the thing is, and I've passed it on to Darcy, and she does it, but without even knowing that she's doing it. So it's like,
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
how
weird.
it's like a
'Cause you don't see each other doing it, do you?
A hereditary fidget. But
That's weird.
But the thing is, it can be quite aggressive in that the bed's rocking and I'm rubbing my feet together. And I was like, well, you just go to sleep. And I'm like, I'm just going to sleep. And I don't know why I have to keep rubbing my feet together.
That's weird.
I can't help but think that first time you ever did it, what's she thinking?
Is he trying to
He
start a
must be-
fire with his feet?
No, quite the opposite. I wouldn't imagine she'd think you were doing anything with your feet.
You know.
You wouldn't assume someone, the bed's rocking. Oh, I wonder what he's doing with his feet.
The thing is,
You do know how far my feet are away from my waist, don't you?
the thing is that I know that because Mark, everything he does is 100 mile an hour. Everything. Right down from whether he's walking, whether he's drinking a cup of coffee. I've never seen anyone drink a cup. You can put a scalding hot cup of coffee in front of him. And I've done it before. I've boiled the kettle twice just to see what happens or whatever. And literally, within 3 seconds, it's gone. It's got everything he does is 100 mile an hour. So the thought of him laying in bed, rubbing his feet together, I can just imagine.
Smoke appearing from the bottom of the bed.
I can
Yeah.
just imagine it. I can just imagine Ellen just laid next to you, like rocking
Just
from
rocking
side to
and
side, thinking she's
wobbling.
on some sort of vibroplate or something like that.
like that nodding thing on your dashboard that you used to get.
nodding dog.
Nodding.
Oh, no, wobblehead. Like a wobblehead.
Wobblehead,
That's me
wobbling.
when she's slapping me.
I've got a question. You just said you boiled the kettle twice. Does that make it hotter?
I don't know.
It definitely
picked it up.
doesn't.
I just
Scientifically, it doesn't.
it just makes it hotter.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It was just a way of trying to make it.
You do
hotter.
know that Greta Thunberg is going to be kicking your door in.
Oh yeah.
Boiling your kettle twice.
Twice.
Yeah, one drink.
All that energy.
Hey, I've got a life hack. I've got a life hack.
Oh, here we go.
Right.
You need a flask, it's a pouring flask, so it looks like a kettle.
I know about it.
You've adopted this,
Yes,
haven't
I
you?
have. I bought one.
Right, it is literally just
Great.
looks like a kettle, right? But it's a flask. And so I'll get up in the morning, boil the kettle, fill the kettle up full, boil it, pour it in the kettle, in the flask. And then all day, you just go back to the flask. And obviously, if you want to reheat it because it's not quite hot, you just put it back in the kettle and boil it. But you're not boiling it from cold every time. I honestly tell you, our electricity bills have dropped by at least 30 quid. I'm not joking yet.
A day?
Over a month or a quarter.
A year.
We don't have a
Which
kettle.
isn't a lot, but it is a lot when you think...
I must admit, Rob, when I came to your house and I saw that that's what you were doing,
Yeah.
my first thought were, do you know what, he'd do anything to save a quid. Do you know what I mean? But,
Walking around with a candle and
Yeah.
a little bubble out of his pyjamas.
Absolutely. But in all fairness, it is a great idea, and I'm quite sure there's people out there listening now going, well, yeah. I've been doing this years.
I
Do you know
know.
what I mean?
How much are these flasks?
£8 quid.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's all right, isn't it?
They're a bit like the you
gonna
get
buy
them
one, Mark?
sometimes in
No.
posh hotels.
I ain't got a kettle.
Like conference thing and stuff. But it is a good idea because, like you said, that literally, when I'm at yours now, I just stand next to it. I just drink my tea and then I just keep topping my
Yeah.
cup up. So it is a good idea.
Yeah.
But you've got one of them water machines, haven't you?
I've got a
that-
water bar, yeah. So by all accounts, you do have to boil it, but then it stays hot for so long, and I don't know
So
how.
not like the hookah thing.
not
That's
the
like
not the Quilker things, no.
is it hookah? Hookah.
Quilker. Yeah. We've got some of them at our work, and I nearly washed my hands under it. Wow. Could you imagine? Your skin would just like be gone, wouldn't it?
Oh, melt off.
But yeah, the instant boiling water.
So what about you, Rob?
Yeah.
Apart from breathing,
Yeah. I was just about to say, not similar to yours, Mark, but my issue, no,
Other
other
one.
one. my problem is my attention span.
we don't know what you
Yeah.
mean.
I know what it means exactly.
Because this definitely doesn't just annoy Gemma. This probably it definitely annoys you guys.
Yeah, it annoys
but
me.
It's one. I feel like I've got a lot going off in my head at the same time. I'm trying to think about too many things all at once, and every now and again, one of them overrides the other, right? But it's a little bit more than that. Like I just always feel like I'm busy, and I'll just be sat, me and Gemma, and she'll be talking to me, and my head just goes,
Pigeon.
yeah.
Oh, magpie.
I mean, that is like the old, the way of saying it. Oh, fly, that's what I was like at school. But now it's just your mind will just something's coming to your head, and you're supposed to be listening, and you are listening to some degree, but your head is also thinking about something different. And she knows, like obviously your wife would know you well enough. She knows, and she'll just almost just go quiet and look at me and then go, "You weren't listening, were you?" And I went, at first, yeah. And then do you realise, no, she knows me too well.
Yeah.
And you just
It's
go,
exactly
no.
what we do with you, Rob.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
we talk to you.
I can imagine.
We know when you've zoned out, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also when it comes to, sometimes I know when something's popped into your head and you need to say it.
Yeah.
Because you have
Yes.
that thing where something comes in. The amount of times me and you've been in a conversation and I've been talking, and trust me, I know I can talk and I get that. But then every so often I'll see Rob, something will enter his head and I have to stop what I'm saying to let you say it.
Yeah.
Because I know that anything else I say afterwards
It's just going.
is not
falling
gonna,
on deaf
and
ears.
You do it as well, Mark, in all fairness.
I was just
don't you?
gonna-
I don't mean this in a
something-
bad
not me.
way.
Well, I must
Yeah.
admit, it happened. Well, it happens all the time, and Helen does like, similar to what Gemma does. But we were talking. It was yesterday, and she was talking to me, and I'd gone, and then I can remember. All I can remember is I could hear her, and then it stopped, and then I turned and looked, and she's just smiling at me, and I was like, Trent, what did I just say? And I was like, you weren't listening. Yeah. Well, what did I say then? And you're like, right. And you're trying to rewind, and she just shakes her head and starts laughing, and it's just, but like you said, it's just as frustrating as it is.
Yeah.
They've sort of gotten used to it and accepted it.
Yeah.
But they do want to kick your head in, don't they?
Absolutely. And the thing is, sometimes it's completely random things. It's not even things like, like for instance, I know I've said this in the last at least 4 episodes that I'm editing a Glastonbury video, but it's not just things like that. There's all sorts of things that you think about, and you just like. A lot of the time it is that, what have I got on, what am I doing tomorrow, what's this, and it just takes over. I forgot about that car insurance, I need to do that, sort that out, washing machine's broke, I need to get on that. And then random thoughts pop into your head and you think, why would that pop into your head? Do you know what I mean? Just things like that.
Have you ever been in the middle of a conversation with somebody in somebody else's house, you're having a cup of tea, they're talking to you, and you're in your head and you're thinking, what would they do now if I threw this at the TV?
No, I've never had that thought. You weirdo. Why are you
Wow.
thinking that?
I don't know.
But is that what you're thinking?
How often do you think that?
Yeah.
I don't want to say it because I don't want people to stop welcoming me
All the
into their
time.
houses. They'll be like, you're not coming in here.
Getting
And if you do come in
plastic
here,
cups.
we're giving you a polystyrene cup with cold water in it.
I'm scared of letting you in my back garden. It's summer in case you decide to throw barbecue over back fence or something.
What? So you just be sat there but am I right in saying, just based on what you've said though, that it's more to do with you're intrigued on how somebody would react to that,
Yeah.
rather than wanting to demolish something or wanting
Yeah.
to cause destruction?
Yeah, what would
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do? And so they'll be talking to me,
Smash
and I'll be
your
looking
face
at
in.
them, and I'll be thinking, what would they do if I just slung this now? And they'll be like, why? Why is that even in my head? Do you know what I mean?
And then you're just thinking that and just
I'm just
completely
like-
ignoring the
well-
person that's talking to you. And you've zoned out.
Fortunately, I've never said it to them. Because if I'd have said it to them, they'd be like, what are you on about? What would you do if I just threw this at your team? Excuse me?
well,
Do
you do know
what?
you've
I've
told
got to be
everyone now.
honest.
Yeah.
It's almost like self-sabotage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I have that as well.
Do you?
Yeah, and not the TV. I've never thought about throwing a coffee on someone's TV, but probably worse. Like, you know, I liken it to Ally McBeal. Do you remember when Ally McBeal? Have you ever watched it back
No.
in whenever it was? Was it 90s?
Probably.
Yeah, it would have been.
Probably 90s,
or
yeah.
early 2000s. And basically, something would be playing out a scene. And then she would go into. You wouldn't realise she'd done this. She would go into her own world,
Right.
and she'd just start smacking him in the face, and
Yes.
jumping on him and not flooring. She'd be absolutely beating him.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden she'd go, and she's back in exactly where she was, but it hadn't happened.
Yes.
Was there not another...
I get that.
Was,
Is that
there,
what you
was
get?
there not
Yes.
another drama similar
I
to
didn't
that?
want to go as far as
an
that,
American
but-
drama where we were like some doctors where... what's...
Scrubs.
Scrubs. Weren't Scrubs similar to that where it sort of flashed back to him doing something?
I think
not-
it does. I haven't watched a lot of it, but I do think it is
Yeah.
where
You
it's
two don't know
almost
what I'm
like
talking about.
a subconscious
Yeah.
playing out in front
Scrubs,
of them.
that's it.
Yeah.
Well done, Kurt. Thank
Well,
you.
I've not seen, so I can't. But yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds like exactly the same.
They'd have thoughts in their head, you know.
But I genuinely get that. And all right,
What's the chances of me and you ever being welcomed into anybody else's house
know.
ever again?
I know. But it's
you
weird,
imagine-
isn't it?
Both of us just turning up randomly together. Wow. They'd be like, no chance. Absolutely no chance.
But knowing full well that even though you're saying no chance, you're not listening anyway.
Yeah.
you're gonna walk in
Yeah.
anyway. So what? I mean that is random thoughts. I mean, very,
Yes.
very much. I mean, I think we're all guilty of having some random thoughts. Eventually, every so often. But I've said it before. I know my brain's an absolute, scramble.
Yeah.
But I have said it before, and I've said it to his face, and I'll say it again to his face. I don't know whether I could survive a day in Rob's brain.
No.
I don't think you could.
I don't mean that in a bad way.
I don't even know how I survive.
Do you have crazy dreams as well, Rob?
Yeah, really weird. And I eat a lot of cheese.
Or is it some sort of a hidden sponsor?
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to be,
had-
go against the bucket here and go. I think I'd be all right in your end, Rob. I think.
I think you'd try and organise it.
well,
and that's
I
it, you'd be screwed.
I was about to say
I'd be-
you would definitely
I think
probably
I'd be
put
all
some
right.
clarity to it.
I think I'd be all right. I don't think I'd survive, but I think I'd be all right. I mean, I'd rather be in Rob's
I would
brain
say
than
that
Mark's brain.
surviving
I need
would.
to
Yeah.
tell you about this weird dream I had last night. And
All
it's,
right.
it's right. So, and I looked it up the morning after. And it was, it could be peaceful and this, that, and
All
the other.
right.
And I was dreaming about like loads of birds, flying around.
Yeah.
And they weren't attacking me or anything. However, then there was one, right? And this is bonkers. This bird came flying towards me, and its body was a CD Walkman.
Right?
The portable CD player Walkman?
yeah.
That was his body. And it
Discman.
had wings and a... Discman, yeah. What's all that about? So I was trying to Google... Honestly, if you look at my search history, you're like, what on earth's he searching for? Because you're reading about it, and he said, if you're dreaming about birds that are flying around, it could mean, you've got peace and this, that, and the other. However, if birds are attacking you, it could be a bit of insecurity or something to that effect. I couldn't find anything about it. If a
I'm going
bird
to say,
is
I
half a
bet you
CD
didn't
player.
find anything, did you? And were you surprised that you couldn't find anything about?
Well, I was so hoping that it would say if you found a bird that was like mechanical or something, and that's the connection.
Okay,
Nothing.
Right. Nothing. No.
So there's a. I don't even know what CD that it were playing.
Does he matter?
But don't you have some like really bonkers
Oh,
dreams? And
mate.
you get up. Do you ever like have to search them, see if they mean anything?
Absolutely. I've
Because I
done
don't
that
believe in
before.
many things, but there's
Yeah.
got to be some psychological reason behind some dreams.
I have done that before, but I couldn't tell you one off the top of my head. I have that many. I dream a lot.
Yeah.
Most nights I dream.
Yeah.
Well, about I know I dream, but literally within about, I would say 30 seconds of waking up, I forget them instantly. So if
Yeah.
I get up, it's say middle of the night and I've had a dream, I'll go for a wee. As I'm walking to the toilet, I'll go, oh yeah, we're in this cloud or whatever, or driving a car. And then as soon as I finish my way, I'll go, I can't remember it. I've always been like, so like you guys who have these quite vivid dreams like you, Mark, with this bird.
Yeah.
Ask me about dreams. I can't remember any.
I must admit, I do
So I'm
try
like,
to. If a dream does wake me up, and I'll go, I need to remember that for it more, and I'll wake up and it's gone. The memory
well,
of it's gone. Okay, so
I'm exactly the same.
yeah, and it's like, what, how? But it's your brain filing stuff, I think,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You see, I have dreams about birds, but a little bit different.
That's an old-fashioned view of.
You okay, Daisy?
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to know that. Obviously, we've spoke about Rob's brain a little bit. Can you remember like any of the random thoughts that you have? Because you say you like zone out, and sometimes it might be about something specific. But I know obviously you've said that sometimes it's just completely random.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember them, or like can you recall them? Or
I mean, it's one of them things where you think, I know I've heard of these things before, but I'm not making them up in my head. I'll have heard them somewhere, but where they come from and why I remember them. So things like, you've got 5 minutes to hide a paperclip before a detective comes in. That's 24 hours to find that paperclip. Where would you hide it?
Why have you nicked a paperclip off him?
I didn't nick
why
it
does
off
he
it.
want
Why have you nicked it off a
I
detective?
didn't nick it off the detective. He weren't there.
He's
Was it
looking for it.
24 karat gold paperclip that you've stolen from the
Well,
the Royal Mint
I
or
don't know the
something?
ins and outs, and I honestly couldn't tell you where I've heard that.
Where are we hiding it?
Well, that's
Is that the question?
What I mean is in your house or
Yeah. You're in your house.
Yeah.
You've got 5 minutes to hide a paperclip in your house before a detective will come along and has 24 hours to try and find where you've hidden the paperclip in your house.
And this just randomly popped in your head.
Yeah,
and that was it. That was your thought process. Then?
Yeah, I definitely didn't make it up. I've heard that before. I couldn't tell you if it was on a podcast, if I've
Yeah.
seen it on a TikTok, if I've seen whatever.
But it just overtook.
But it
your
just
brain.
overtook, just came to my head, and I was like, oh, that question of the day. What would I never answered that. It's literally like
answered
as
that.
random as that.
So did
imagine,
you get to an answer?
Yeah, did you think of something?
Oh yeah,
Because you've got me thinking about it now.
Where would you hide it,
Well,
Rob?
let me ask you what yours are first.
Oh, okay.
Oh well.
Well, let us have a think and you tell us ours.
You want me to tell you yours?
No, you tell us ours. Where will you hide it? And where we think.
You tell us yours.
Gonna try putting your words in the right order.
Yeah, you tell us yours and while we think.
There we go.
That's it.
Is that not what I said? No.
You say you tell us ours.
Rewind the tape. Let's have a listen. Right, go on,
Trust me, it'll be there. It'll be on there.
go on, tell us yours
So,
then.
I would. I mean, it's pants really.
You dyed it in your pants.
You
You don't want to
pants.
accidentally be pulling them up here.
Totally the wrong thing to say. I knew you'd jump on that. I would hide it. I
your
don't
pants.
know why the top right, but the top right ledge of the bathroom architrave
Well,
They'll find that.
They'd find that.
on the inside.
Right,
They'll
that's,
find that.
Right, okay, that's rubbish. I've thought of something.
They'll find that.
I've thought of
You
somewhere.
think?
100% they'd find
They'd
that.
find it.
Because
Of course,
you
they just
move your fingers across
even cleaners.
surfaces,
Do
wouldn't
you not
you?
watch foiling
but
a bed? They run the fingers to
I
collect
see
dust.
that as you're not actually hiding it anywhere.
Mate, I'm quite sure that if a detective was looking for a paperclip, one of the first things he'd do is check the top of the door.
I have got one more, but
In fact, I've thought of two places.
I have got another one.
The
but
last paper.
I always thought you can go too deep and think, oh, I'd put it there. I think just put it somewhere a bit more obvious where they think he's not going to put it there.
That's not how they think, though.
What, in another tub of paper clips? Maybe.
Not a bad
There
idea.
you go.
There you go. Anyway, go on. What's your other place?
No, I'm not telling you the other one yet. You can
Oh,
go.
well, I've got two. I've just thought of
He
two.
did when you go into his house and nicking his paper clip.
Well, I'd just check his rooms or his doors. One would be I'd sort of pull it all out so it's nice and straight.
What?
Yeah.
The paper clip.
All right.
Yeah. and put it down a biro, a pen.
Oh.
That's where I put one. And the other idea is I'd just put it in some butter and put it in the fridge and just let it so it's sat inside the butter.
But okay, so and you might have to rethink. So I know we might have to come back
Okay.
to you. But what happens if you can't destroy it? So let's say you can't put it in butter because it might damage it, or you can't stretch it out because you might damage it.
Well, that's not part of the rules. What is
Well,
random? I didn't think there were terms and conditions to all this. So it's just got to be sat.
Mine would be in a toilet U-bend.
I would go that way.
Somewhere
How
in
do
the
you,
somewhere in the
get it
plumbing.
down there without it flushing away?
Somewhere in the plumbing. Well, I wouldn't flush the toilet. I know it's there.
But what if
Hang
detective
on.
comes
You'd
and...
see it if you open
No,
toilet.
in the U-bend. So in the
So you
U-bend.
put your
Surely to goodness.
How'd you get your hand up
Sure,
there?
hold on.
You unscrew the pipe from the behind
Surely
it.
to
Oh.
goodness, a detective's going to go, where would you hide drugs? In a toilet U-bend.
No,
You haven't said drugs. You've said a paperclip.
No, I know.
No,
but
Bob, you're
it's-
thinking of the top bit.
No,
not
not
the
the
U-
U-bend. But
Really?
I've never tried to hide drugs, but you see it in TV programs. They put them in the U-bend. Surely they're going to go to places like that and just check.
I've got a curveball for you.
All right.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
Is there any goodness in sweet corn?
What?
You're talking about toilet. You're talking.
What?
What?
What are you talking?
Is there any goodness in sweet corn?
Goodness.
Yes.
As in,
Well, when you pass sweet corn, it's whole.
Yes.
You're talking about toilets, right? You got me
Right.
thinking.
Oh, right,
So I
okay.
thought, that's probably a bit too.
A prime example of a brain just thinking random
I'm gonna-
thoughts.
I was just about to say,
Just how long has he actually not been listening for and been concentrating on the sweet corn?
So, but if sweet corn comes out whole,
Yeah.
why do we eat? What does it do? Is there anything in? Does it do? Is there any goodness in it?
well,
Well,
I
it
think
can-
there is, but
we're not absorbing. If it's all there,
Well,
when
no,
we're
because
finished,
it's not a sealed thing, is it? When you break a piece of sweet corn off the cob, that's an exposed area that the goodness will be taken out of. Surely,
I
in your
definitely
body.
think that it obviously has some nutritional value, but it's not the fact that it passes whole. Because I can't believe we're talking about.
Mate, I was trying to
shitting-
say, I
Guys,
can't believe
guys,
you're
guys,
entertaining
guys,
it
I'm still
quite so
thinking about this
seriously.
paperclip.
I suppose what I'm saying is, I'm not telling you where I'm hiding the paperclip.
Because it's our bodies that can't digest it, isn't it? It's our bodies that can't break down
What,
the
the
skin.
paperclip?
Yeah, the skin of sweet corn.
I'm not
That's
even
the
on sweet
problem.
corn. I'm not even entertaining
The
that. I'm
best
thinking
thing
about
is,
this
the way
paperclip.
that Kirk started to answer it, he genuinely looked like Professor Kirk, that literally had this kind of, and I'm thinking, are you entertaining this? I mean,
I've got another paperclip. I'd put it in the curtain pole.
Curtain pole, good one.
that's a good
Curtain
one.
pole.
Come on, Mark, you must
Yeah.
know one way you.
He's
going to
hide in his sweet corn.
Yeah, he's not going to look for that, is he? I think mine's quite rubbish, actually. It's a bit similar to yours, Mark. So I'm
Well,
not.
hang on, mine's not rubbish.
No disrespect.
Thank you very much.
You know, it'd be quite. It'd be in sugar pot or something. Do you know what I mean? Because you can just put it in.
No, hang on.
Just
But
give it him.
Kirk
Just
Kirk
give
won't
the
allow that.
Just give it him.
Kirk, who's judging it, he won't allow that. He won't let it go in my butter, so it's not going in your sugar. So no, stick to another one.
It's a good point.
So what I'd do is I'd go.
Can't
and
wait
I'd
for
buy-
Kirk's.
I'd go and buy some wallpaper
Yeah,
that's got pictures of paper clips on it.
yeah.
I'd paper the wall with the paper, and then I'd stick the paper clips, the paperclip
What-
wallpaper.
But you've only got 5 minutes.
You've only got, I'm going to say you've only got
Oh, it's
5
only
minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, you got 5 minutes.
Yeah, you ain't got like
so
a week or
what
something.
you got like a wallpaper, because I'm going to need some help getting that on really quickly, and then I can stick the paper clip on afterwards, and you won't be able to see it.
Go on, Kirk. What would you do?
You bend, I've told you.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
yours
I
is
said
the
yeah.
rubbish one.
And what did you say? Oh, yeah, yours is
He
rubbish.
absolutely berated me about mine, and he put it in the U-bend of a toilet where every drug he puts his drugs. I'm like, come on.
Who mentioned drugs?
Well, no one, but that's surely the first place to think to look. A toilet U-bend.
No, it's certainly on the top of a door frame.
Door frame, yeah, they would look there.
The only other place I'd put it
Yeah.
is in an ice cube tray. Freeze it.
Oh, yes, you can't see it in the see-through ice.
Let's stop you there. I can't have butter, so you're not having ice. You're not having ice cubes. No, you avoid that. Think of another one.
I do love random thoughts, though. I mean, I go as far.
Obviously, I can't be the only one that has random thoughts.
I mean, mine are a little bit different. Mine are more to do with the fact that I find myself imagining life as a movie. So, like, for instance, when I'm driving or stuff like that, or I almost imagine what the soundtrack would be like behind as I'm driving.
Yeah.
You know, if this was the opening to a film or the closing to a film or whatever. You know, I'm just driving to work. You know, but I start thinking about what soundtrack would be playing over, and what would that mean, and how would that generate the
Hovis
emotion?
advert music.
Yeah, yeah, sort of thing. And I find they're quite random thoughts.
What is your soundtrack on a Monday morning driving to work?
Yeah, Road to Hell.
I don't know what it's called now. I need a hero. That's me.
Bonnie
I'm
Bonnie
only
Tyler.
never a hero till the... That's me.
I didn't understand the beginning bit of that then.
He goes,
I thought he was trying to foot under chair.
it's the,
Well, name
the
that
start.
tune.
He goes,
Rob just sat on his paper.
I know where you're coming from, Rob. Yeah, I know.
So do you have any random thoughts or questions, Mark, that enter your head, or sometimes you think about it and you think, oh, I don't know whether I've got an answer to that, or
Random thoughts?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I can think of one.
right?
But come back to me while I think about it.
random if for telling you to think about it.
I know, but I don't know.
Let me challenge you, Mark.
My brain works opposite to Rob's. I need time to think. Where you can
Let me challenge you.
Yeah, go on then.
Right. So you're on a boat.
Yeah.
You've just stumbled across a desert island.
Oh, okay.
It's yours. You
Yeah.
can keep it.
All
You're
right.
going to start your own civilization.
Yeah.
Create your own rules.
Yeah,
Your own
yeah.
laws. What's your first rule?
First of all, I'm going to go for something really simplistic and something simple. Not all this money or not. I'm just going to go where everybody's got to be respectful of everybody. Everybody's got to be caring, loving.
One.
Oh,
So everyone's got to be respectful of each other,
yeah.
right? And
that-
how would you police that?
About eating away a big steak.
You will respect me. Yes.
Well, not me, but everybody else. Yeah, that's what I'd do. I'd just go for something simplistic like
So
that.
no, I like that though.
Yeah.
I like that you want a civilization that everyone gets on and everyone's
Yeah.
respectful of each
Yeah.
other. Yeah. What about? Go on then, Mark. What about you? You've asked the question.
I wasn't expecting it coming back at me, to be honest.
Exactly. You need to think, don't you?
No questions.
No. Ever. First row. No questions.
Yeah.
I don't know what mine would be. I think I'd go for everyone has to be naked.
I like that.
Oh, okay.
And I know that, and you could see that as, I just want to. No, genuinely, just no. There's no clothes. You don't need clothes.
No, I like that.
Other than to keep warm, like if obviously it's freezing, but if it's a
You're on
tropical
desert,
island,
You're going to say you're on a desert island, so
tropical
I
island.
have got one.
I've thought
You
of one
can
as well.
only believe what you see.
Well, that was very interesting you've just said that, because I was just about to come in and say I've got a bit of a controversial one. No religion.
Yeah. So along those lines,
Oh,
so
I like that
I
one.
like that one.
People
I like
can't
that
run
one.
off with their own ideologies and whatever else. Or making stuff up or trying to, you can only believe what you see. And
Yeah.
so, then
But
everything's on to...
that's a good way to live now, is it not?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know how you'd police it, though. And how
Someone
you
I work with, that is literally him. He refuses to believe anything he doesn't see with his own eyes. That
Who's this,
categorically
sorry?
won't believe it. Someone I work with.
Oh, okay.
He just if he hasn't seen it, doesn't exist.
I must
Okay.
admit, I spent far too long of my life thinking that giraffes were mythical.
Yes, we know about that.
Because I'd never seen one. I'd never seen
Did
one.
you not know this, Mark?
No!
I'd never
Has
seen.
he talked about this in a podcast
No.
before?
I'd never seen one. I'd never seen one. I'm not talking about like into my 30s here or whatever.
You are.
But
David Attenborough,
Hang
you
on, you've
liar.
never seen one on a picture, on a video?
yeah, but now we're talking. Yes, I've seen aliens on videos as well. I've seen all sorts on film and video and stuff. It doesn't make it real.
He only discovered this about 4 years ago.
It wasn't 4 years.
It was.
I thought you were going to say
It
4
wasn't
weeks
four-
ago.
It was.
It wasn't 4 years ago, but
You're not mixing them up with unicorns, are you?
but it was longer in my life than it should have been. That I genuinely thought that giraffes were mythical.
How old were you? 30?
No.
You were older than you were.
45.
I didn't get to my 30s thinking
You've touched
that
the
giraffes
nerve here.
were
I-
real.
I could swear we had this
It
conversation
wasn't.
not that long ago.
It was probably mid to late teens. It was
Oh,
probably
right.
mid to late teens.
I'm sure when you told me you made out as though you'd only just found out that week.
Well, not really. No.
I didn't know that. I'm amazed by that fact.
Yeah. And that is just, it is something that does sit with me. I do remember that I genuinely thought giraffes were mythical for a lot longer in my life than I should have done.
And this is why we end up with some politicians in power.
Yeah. Well, don't they know giraffes are real either? Is that what they're thinking?
Absolutely.
Right, so I thought of one.
I was just about to say you've had long enough.
Yeah, I know. I've been thinking. It takes me ages to think about stuff. So just think, if all the land was connected in the world, all the countries, all the land was connected,
Yeah.
would it be a better place?
Oh.
Will.
So there's
Yes.
there's still sea, obviously, but obviously there's no gaps between all these countries.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Yeah,
I'm going to go with yes.
Right. Okay.
Well, you want back up to it?
We can move on, but it's not going to be very exciting,
I
is
just thought
it?
it was a yes or no answer.
I could definitely say that I'd say yes.
Would it have always? Is it just something that's just happened, or has it always been the case?
I don't know.
Let's.
I've just thought of it. I've just made it up in my head.
I would say yeah. Or
I'm
if
gonna
it's
say no.
always, if it's always been the case, then I genuinely think there's more of a sense of unity with things that. I'm not saying it's all happy and
I'm going to
and
say
stuff.
hello,
I'm
England
not-
and
that.
Scotland.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is I think sometimes because we're separated by such vast open water or whatever, I think sometimes we can be guilty of forgetting that we're all just all in the same space. We all,
Yeah.
in the grand scheme
Yeah, we're not
of
in the
things,
same boat because there's no water between.
We're all on the same marble.
we're all on this. We're all on the same planet, and it is just one planet. It is just one planet, and I think sometimes we forget that we are just all human beings, and we are all the same, really. And I just think we forget that sometimes. And I think that if all land was joined, I
Yeah.
think that would be more encouraged. Let's say.
So you think yes? Do you think yes, Rob?
Yeah, I do,
And
yeah.
you think yes, Mark?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
really?
'cause I don't think either.
Absolutely
I don't
not.
think it'd be
No.
better. But go on, go on.
Well,
Mark.
there's only. It's going to sound quite controversial, I suppose, but all the big conflicts that are taking place in the world are usually from bordering countries.
Yeah.
There's no water.
Well, that's where
involved.
I was going to go with my
The
thoughts.
only counter argument would be the fact that you could argue, and I'm not going to say this is the case because we might have some people that live there and that listen to this. So I'm not saying by any means that they're responsible for wars, but a lot of people around the world would blame America and ourselves for some of the things that happen. So you would say, well, if they were attached to those areas, would certain atrocities occur? However, there are things happening around the world. You've got to look at North and South Korea. You look at Ukraine and Russia. You look at Israel and Gaza.
Yeah.
They're all bordering places.
Yeah.
And, there's, well, by all accounts, there's no love lost, is there? Do you know what I mean?
No.
People are trying to So I don't think it make a blind bit of difference.
No, well, that's I was going to echo that. That's basically how we're going to go down that very similar road. I mean, I'd love to think that it would be a better place, but I don't think it would be. I don't. But then again, I think we'd be in the same boat as we are now.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we'd be. Right, have we lost you, Rob? Are you still with us?
Oh, has it gone?
Sorry.
Is he
Sorry.
gone?
I was thinking about something. It's not a
What?
not a conundrum.
A brain-
It's a brain teaser.
Oh, right,
that,
okay.
that I was thinking
You're
of then.
thinking of a brain teaser.
Yeah, here
Oh
we
my
go.
god.
Yeah, honestly,
Strap in.
It's been bothering me for a couple of days, but then I was just thinking. I thought I could apply it to that. I thought, nah, it's not. But by that point, you've caught me out.
So-
I'll tell it you. Do you want to know?
Okay, before you say it though, do you know the answer? Or
Ish.
okay, as long as I know
ish.
there's an outcome to
Oh,
it.
right, okay.
I don't
Ish.
if I know.
Ish know
I don't
the
if I
answer.
know. I don't
Do you
if I
know
know
a Rob? Do you know a Rob answer? Is
Yeah.
that what we're saying?
Yeah,
Is that what
probably.
we're saying?
I don't even
guessing.
know if I know a Rob answer. I don't even know if it's right.
So the question.
Go on, fire away.
So-
what is it? What you
Okay.
got?
It's a bit wordy, so listen. A man walks into a hotel and pays £30 and goes up to his room. The manager says, he should have only have paid £25. There's an offer on. So he calls the bellboy and says, can you go and give... What are you shaking your head at?
You've said it wrong.
They don't have bellboys anymore.
Porters. You've said it wrong.
However,
It's 3 people. Carry on. You'll get to a point where you'll realise that it doesn't add up. It's 3 people.
okay.
If it's the one I think it is, I think there's 3 people. But,
Okay.
but this might be different, so carry on. Rob.
Okay. A man walks into a hotel and pays £30 and goes
Again,
up to his
so he's
room.
paid 60 now. Is that? Don't swear. We're on tape.
I didn't.
Sorry.
Right. A man walks into a hotel and pays £30 and goes up to his room. The manager says, he should have only have paid £25. There's an offer on. So he calls the bellboy and says, can you go and give him £5? The bellboy, on his way up, thinks, this guy don't know any better. He don't know how much he was owed. I'm going to pocket £3 and only give him 2. So gets to the room and says, sorry, sir, you've paid £30. You've paid too much. Here's your £2 change. So how much has the man now paid?
He's paid £30.
So
Oh, you
bellboys.
mean how much has he paid since he's got the? He's paid
So
30
how
quid.
much has he
So the-
actually now paid for
So
that room?
as the bellboy took up £2 to him, is that right?
Yeah, so he's paid 28 quid.
So he's paid 20 quid and he's pocketed 3 quid. But that's the answer. But that's not the answer, is it?
So how much has the man now paid? And you're saying 28
20 quid.
Yeah. So how much has the bellboy got in his pocket?
£3.
3 quid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've worked out. But at first, for ages, I'd got it as 2.
No.
I'd got it that he's got
Well, has he
£2
dropped
in his
£1?
pocket. Well, yeah, because he went up with
He
20.
kept 3, but he's only got 2.
Yeah, but he went up with 20.
He's got a hole in his
I can't even
pocket.
say this without getting confused. He went up and gave. He had £5.
Can I say it properly?
If you want.
Because I'm sorry. Go on.
What's happening?
So right. Let me just get my head round it.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
So he went up with the third. He paid 25 quid. He's gone up with £5.
The bellboy, yeah.
Yeah, and the bellboy's pocketed
3.
3.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's given the other guy
2.
2.
Yeah.
So the bellboy's got £3 in his pocket.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is all adding up. And the guy's paid 28 quid.
No, the guy's paid £25.
No, but he's
No,
got he's got 2 quid back from the bellboy.
No,
He's only got £2 back. He's actually paid £27 because he's got £3 in his pocket. The bellboy.
Right, all right. So he's paid 27, and the bellboy's got 3.
No, hang on a minute.
no.
Hang on,
Well,
wait.
you're getting there. You're getting there. I get. But listen, I do. Sorry, Rob. I'm going to apologise. All right. There is a better way of saying it. 100% is a better way of saying it.
Right.
But you are there. It's just you haven't made the right intonation.
Right. Okay.
So he originally paid 30.
yeah.
He's got £2 change,
Yeah.
which means he paid how much?
28.
Okay. But the bellboy's got 3. What's 28 plus 3?
Yeah, 31.
Where's the extra pound come from?
Yeah.
That's the teaser.
Right.
You got lost in the whole fact of yes, he's got £2 and he's got £3, but the whole idea of the teaser
Yeah.
is where's the extra pound come from? Because he's paid 30, he's got £2 change, that's 28. The bellboy's got 3 in his pocket. 28 plus 3 is 31.
Yeah.
He originally paid 30. Where's the other pound come from?
Well, it hasn't, has it?
So
Because
you've clearly
because he's
heard
got
it.
25.
You
he's
obviously
got 3 and
worked
he's
it
got
out.
2, so it's still only 30. There isn't 31.
Yeah, but I can't get my head round it. I still can't.
It's
Even
because-
sat here
it's
now,
because
I'm
you-
going.
Well, that's
I
like.
hope our listeners can.
It's because you've made a sum out of nothing. That's why.
What do you mean you made a sum out of nothing?
Well, you can't say that he's got £3 on top of 28.
But hold on. I am going to challenge you on this.
Go
right?
for it.
The guy's paid £30.
That's right.
So a 20 and a 10, let's say, for argument's sake.
Yes.
Yeah, real money. Right? The bellboy's been given £5 coins.
Yes.
Right? He's pocketed 3 of them.
Yes.
And gave £2 change.
Yes.
To this customer.
Yes.
So the customer's paid 30.
Yes.
And got £2 change.
That's right.
So how much has the customer paid?
He's paid £28.
Right. But the bellboy's got £3.
That's right. And the till's got the other £25, which is 28.
What?
The customer's paid 28.
That's right.
The bellboy's got 3. What's 28 plus 3?
Well, but why are you adding 28 plus 3?
Because
The 3.
the customer originally paid 30.
That's right.
And he's got £2 change.
That's right.
So how much has the customer paid?
£28.
So if somebody went to the customer and said, how much have you paid for this room, what would he say?
£28.
But the bellboy's got £3.
He doesn't know the bellboy's got £3.
No, he doesn't, but he has.
Yes, and he doesn't know that he's also only put £25 in the till. 25 plus 3 is 28.
I think I'm going to get some nuts from the bar. I'm confused.
Well, how I worked out is he's paid £25. He just hasn't been given the correct change.
No.
Well, he's definitely not being given the correct change.
In all fairness, I was playing devil's advocate. Mark is right. The answer to the riddle is it's a maths equation.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's how it's worded. So,
Yeah.
for instance,
Yeah.
if you say £25 plus the 3 plus the 2 is £30,
Yeah.
but you don't. You concentrate on the fact that he's only paid 28
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the 3, and that's what you concentrate on. Whereas Mark's exactly right.
Me?
You actually take it. No, trust me, no, you're the one.
Please.
I didn't say a word.
But you take it back to the.
You're still in your room snoring.
Well, I can tell you that fried my brain and still is because I still don't get it.
Lend us a fiver, Rob.
And on that note,
Absolutely, we best call that a day.
yeah, it's been a pleasure,
I'm off for the
boys.
nuts.
Yeah, have
Same
some,
time-
have
same
some
time
nice
next week.
thoughts, everybody.
Flying Walkmans.
See you guys.
See you later, boys.
See ya.
Bye.
Do you have a dilemma? Maybe a burning question you're longing to be answered? Or you just want to get in touch with us? Why not drop us a voice note or a message over email at innthechat@gmail.com. That's 2 N's, not 1 N, because 1 N, it doesn't matter. Innthechat@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you.